Hi everyone, welcome back. For today's mani, we are going to be using dip powders from Krival Nails, and these colors right here are super fun and you're going to see them in action. We're going to start with Sea Berry here, which is a beautiful, rich tangerine orange. It is beautiful. It is everything. So for today's mani, we are going to be doing the gel method, and check out that coverage right here with that first dip. So I really like to show you how these powders perform. So we're going to do 2 dips on camera, and then I'm going to show you the first dip of a third dip so you can really see what these colors look like with each dip and how they perform and how the coverage is. So I hope you get like a better judgment of the colors and how they perform, just in case you are interested in purchasing any of these. Krival Nails has tons of beautiful dip powders, so I really want to share some beautiful colors that you may have missed because these are some older colors in the collection, and she's also releasing some really fun new colors coming up. Krival Nails is always releasing new colors, so sometimes some original colors can get lost in the shuffle because we're always looking at like the new releases and all that kind of stuff. But these colors right here are some hidden gems, and they are super fun and vibrant. And we are going to be creating a giraffe safari mani here. Okay, so 2 dips versus 1, you can really see already how rich this dip powder is. Now, Krival Nails dip powders are super, super buttery and very minimal staining. And you will notice here when I am going in with that second coat here of gel polish over that already cured dip powder, it is not staining my brush with this beautiful orange. So that is definitely a plus. And I am curing in between coats off camera for 30 seconds. So when you are doing the gel method, you cure 30 seconds, and then you can go ahead and brush off that extra powder and then go ahead and go in with your other layers of dip powder. Now, completely optional. It did not need a third dip, but I just wanted to show you what your option would be if you did do a third dip to build up structure on your nail here. And the color is just amazing. This is a great color. It is a beautiful tangerine orange. It's reminding me of cuties, the tangerines, like those little ones. It's just the perfect orange. Okay, so Moonchild is definitely a star of a show, and it needs a slow pour. So let's have a moment here of pure sparkly goodness, right? Oh, it's so good. Moonchild is a beautiful, chunky, fine glitter mix. Now, if you haven't tried Krival Nails chunky glitter mixes, they are so fun. They lay really flat to the nail, and I'm going to show you how we are going to file and buff this using the gel method as well. So I went ahead and I dipped directly into the cupcake liner because I really wanted to show you how to file and buff this beautiful chunky glitter. Now, this chunky glitter lays super flat to the nail. They are very fine, thin pieces of chunky glitter. So even though it's a chunky glitter, they're super fine and they are laying very flat to the nail, like you can see here. This is 1 dip. I'm going to go ahead and cure that for a full 30 seconds, and then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to scrub pretty hard with this dust brush. Now, I should have used a nail scrubby brush that I normally use, but I didn't have it handy. I just washed one and it was downstairs and I didn't have it in my nail room, so I didn't want to run downstairs to grab it, but I scrubbed pretty hard with that dust brush. I put more gel base on there and I went right back into that cupcake liner, and then we're going to take the precision tool and we're going to clean up those sidewalls, free edge, and cuticle line area, and making sure that everything is laying flat. I'm gently tapping down those glitters. Again, that gel product is not cured, so if you do tap too hard, you are gonna disturb that gel product. So you just want to have a light hand when you are tapping down those glitters there. And then after that, I am gonna cure that for 30 seconds. And again, I am brushing pretty hard here, just making sure that all those glitters are off the nail and there's nothing loose or anything hanging up on that nail. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm taking a gel base, and you can see here I am wiggling that brush around on that nail pretty well to make sure I'm getting into all those nooks and crannies of this nail because we are going to be filing and buffing. So that's curing for 30 seconds, and after that cured, we're going to go ahead and place top coat on there just to seal in this mani here, this nail here before filing and buffing, and I cured that for 60 seconds, and now we're going to go ahead and file and buff. So the reason why I did a layer of gel base and cured it and then cured a layer of gel top coat is that that's really going to protect those glitters from the file cutting into them during filing and buffing. So to start off, I am using one of the Krival files here, and I am cleaning up the sidewalls, the cuticle area, and the free edge. And I am just filing, just making sure that everything is laying really flat first on those sidewalls and free edges. And then I'm going to go in with this buffer here, and I'm going to go directly into those glitters here, and I'm filing and buffing ever so gently. I do say that I'm pretty heavy-handed when it comes to filing and buffing, but if you know you're heavy-handed when it comes to filing and buffing, just make sure that you are taking your time when you're filing and buffing with the gel method. And then after I did the filing and buffing, I am taking an alcohol wipe and I am just removing all that dust. This is an optional step. I just wanted to show you that I did not cut into any of those glitters with the filing and buffing, so that is why I use that alcohol wipe. Again, optional. So then for Sea Berry, it was the simplest filing. I did not do any buffing on top. I just cleaned up the nail there on the free edge sidewalls, and that was all I did for Sea Berry on the rest of those nails. Okay, so now we're going to add some fun cow print. Now, it is a cow print decal sheet, and I really am telling myself that it's giraffe print for this mani because when you see it on the orange, it's totally going to give you giraffe kind of vibes. Okay, so what I did is I placed a layer of Macart transfer foil glue. I applied it just like you would any other gel product, a thin, even layer, and I cured it for 60 seconds. I placed that decal in room temperature water, and then I'm using a jelly stamper to press down this decal on the nail here. And then I'm going to take some acetone on a flat-headed brush here, and I will link the brush. Krival has one to offer. Now, I know I said Krival and Krival in this video. However you want to call it, I do believe, though, it is Krival Nails, but I cannot tend to get away from Krival. But anyways, so what I'm doing now is I am taking some acetone here, and I am gently touching the top of that decal there. Now, if you ever notice when you're doing a full sheet of a decal, or even like just like one little flower decal, and you have like a wrinkle or a line in it, you can take a little bit of acetone and gently dab it with the brush, and that line will go away on the nail. So then you're going to have a really flawless decal application. And then I just used that acetone to clean up the edges, and I got rid of all that extra decal that was hanging over that nail. But the acetone really helps, but you want to have a light hand because you can actually dissolve the decal away like you saw there with that extra. So just be really careful, but this helps achieve the perfect laying flat decal with these steps. And then I seal it in right away with a base top coat, and I cure it for 30 seconds. So I did the other decal off camera to save time, but I always go ahead and do a base gel over those decals and cap the free edge and cure it right away so that decal does not get disrupted when I'm going ahead and finishing up the other nails with the decals. So then to finish up this mani, I am going in with a gel top coat, and I'm going to cure it for 60 seconds. Here's the finished mani. Now tell me that this is not giving you giraffe vibes. I know they're cow print, but I just think it's so fun that you can take one print and completely turn it into something so different with just a different color here. So it's giving me safari giraffe vibes, and Sea Berry is the perfect tangerine orange. It's not too bright, it's not too dark, it is perfect. And then Moonchild is just a really pretty glitter. You can see here that Moonchild is pulling in some of those orange there, so you're getting like this orange sparkle when light hits it a certain way. So fun, and it laid so flat to the nail, and you can see we didn't cut into any of those beautiful glitters. I love it so much. And if you ever experience flaking or peeling, if you just go in with a top coat like you saw here that I did after I completed the mani and cured it for 60 seconds, go in with your gel base, cure that for 30 seconds, and then go in with your top coat. That should help some of your peeling and flaking issues, so definitely try that. But I love how this mani turned out. I think it's super fun and different, and I love animal print, and I normally am a sucker for like leopards, print and all that kind of stuff. So I thought that a take on giraffe would be super fun. If you don't have decals, you could totally hand paint these as well. But these are custom decals, and I'll link everything in the description box below that we use for today's mani, including these beautiful dip powders. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in my next upload.